It's Patrick, founder of Screenplay app, the app for student screenwriters. Every week, I recommend a new screenplay for you to read to get a better understanding about the art of screenwriting. This week's recommended read is a screenplay that is very special to my heart, and I'm sure a lot of people, you might be included. It is The Breakfast Club. This film is a classic. This film, I would say, was probably the first film that I watched that made me feel things that I didn't know I could feel. And I'm talking about emotions. So yeah, so it was just a very special moment when I saw this film. And, you know, I know the word classic, it gets thrown around a lot. But this is one of those films, it truly is a classic. And classics never get old. It's one of those films where every character in there, someone out there can relate to it. I think that's what makes it so special. And obviously it was written by John Hughes, which is a legendary writer. So yes, let's talk about some details of The Breakfast Club. The screenplay has a lot of character directions. If you don't know what those are the parenthesis information that's under a character name or under a bit of dialogue. I'll give you an example. John, parentheses, angry, after, you know, the parenthesis closes, the dialogue starts with John saying something that's very angry. So character parentheses is something that people would advise you not to use a lot, because the actors who are going to be portraying your story when the film is shot, that's their jobs to bring out the emotions in those characters, to bring a scene to life. So you don't have to put a lot of character directions in your screenplay because, you know, the actors, that's what they're for. So yes, obviously you could put little things here and there. Say example, if someone is nervous, maybe you could put, you know, nervous, but use them sparingly. So yeah, so The Breakfast Club has a lot of those. It has a lot of character directions, but you know what? It works. And as I mentioned before, there are no screenwriting rules. The only rule that there is to entertain your audience. In The Breakfast Club, it does just that because we see ourselves in the characters. Oh, another thing too, the screenplay is written very basic. I mean basic, like it just has the scene headings, dialogue, and some scene descriptions. That's it, nothing fancy, but it works. So the screenplay is written very basic, but the characters and the story is far from basic. As you could tell, this screenplay is very special to me. Now, I was worried about reading the screenplay because I had such a special moment watching the film. So I thought, okay, if I read the screenplay, then it might take away from me the next time I watch the film. That's not the case at all. Read the screenplay, watch the film, whichever one you want to do first. I would advise you watch the film first, only because you may not get the same emotions from the screenplay that you get from the film. I may be wrong. You may get the same emotions, or you may get more emotions from the screenplay. I watched the film first, then I read the screenplay years later, and the film is still special to me. I will link the screenplay for The Breakfast Club in the description below. Remember, this is for educational purposes only. If you're thinking about writing your first screenplay, go to your favorite app store, download Screenplay app today. The link is in the description below. And remember to always have fun writing. Fade out.